Thanks everybody for joining us. Today I have Nolan Ahn from Kaua'i here. So how did you, because right now you're the president of the Pickleball Association of Kaua'i. So tell me how that all came about. What made you decide to serve on or in this organization?
Because I really wanted to put in 40 hours a week into something after retirement. Uh, no, what happened was, the perennial problem with pickleball is always um, too many players, not enough courts. And although Kauai just began, um, uh, it caught on quickly, and we had no place to play. And the places that we had were, I mean, we actually started out with chalk lines instead of tape. And then we started playing all over the place, a lot of people, and we said we really should get better courts. Informally, Jack Hodges and myself, we went to start seeing the mayor and the Parks and Recreation, and we really had no status. When we first started approaching them, they said, "Who are you guys, and what is pickleball?" So we had to do that educational process. They said we don't have any plans for pickleball because we never heard of it, and we operate off of a master plan that was done 15 years ago, and no one ever heard of it then. So I think you'll have to stand in line to be able to get anything heard. And we said that's not right. And so we moved from a me to a we that says we need to have a little bit more credentials, that we are a body that represents the pickleballers. And in my mind, I think that we're definitely more of a we than a me. And the county is beginning to recognize that because um, tennis at its height never ever had more than 200 people in their membership organization.
I know that the PAC for short has a very clear mission. So tell me about its mission and its purpose.
We're very clear that we don't need to promote pickleball. It's crack. It's gonna promote itself. All you need is take a whiff and you're hooked. Our purpose is specifically to build, to obtain, build, operate, and expand dedicated pickleball courts on Kauai and run them with a spirit of aloha.
So you talked about that your mission is very clear, and it's to build, obtain, and expand the number of dedicated, or to have dedicated pickleball courts, because you don't have any, right?
Well, the county, uh, after a severe amount of pestering and opening their eyes and said, "Wow, pickleball is real. Pickleball is here. Lots of people are playing. Less people are playing tennis." So they took a very underused, in fact, an unused because it was so bad, two pickleball courts in Koloa, and they said, okay, we're going to turn these into pickleball courts. So they were going to convert that at their expense to 6 pickleball courts, dedicated permanent nets. Then the tennis community came out and said, we play there all the time. And so they listened and said, oh, we have to be fair. So they cut it down to 4, spaced not as far apart as 6 would have been on 2 courts. They made 4 courts on 1 tennis court, and they faced it the wrong way. So normally the courts are facing north south, but they're facing east west, which makes it horrible to play because of the sun in your eyes in the morning, or on the other court, the sun in your eyes in the afternoon. They also don't have wind screens, so wind is the biggest enemy of pickleball, and so the wind is horrible. They slope the courts in order to improve drainage, so that some people have even said that they get motion sickness
Oh my
standing on
goodness.
the pickleball courts. But we're grateful, and we say thank you so much. We provided a cake that says, "We love you, County of Kauai, build us more." And they said,
Mm.
wait, uh our plan is every 2 years we're going to take some pickleball courts, I mean some tennis courts, and resurface them, and we might include pickleball then. And we said, thank you very much, not quick enough for us.
Mm. Where is the status now of it? So you talked about how they have a plan of every 2 years sort of resurfacing tennis courts. Where is your plan in the process?
Well, we've always said we think that it's the responsibility of the County Department of Parks and Recreation, because that's what they named themselves. This is recreation, to be able to provide the venues. But their model is such that we'll build it, we won't operate it, and it's open to the public. It's open for people to do vandalizing, you'll do whatever else. Nobody will ever organize anything on it because we don't have the staff to do it. And every 25 years ago or so, we might maintain it. That's as much effort as they seem to want to put into it. We said we'd like to partner with you. Would it help if we built it? They said, oh, we can't do that. You're you and we're us.
Mm.
So we're saying, well, maybe we have to be independent. If government does not step up to what we consider to be its responsibility, private industry has to.
Okay, so being in this position of president, I'm sure has a fair amount of responsibility, takes up probably some of your time. So what keeps you going?
One of our bylines is that we can have all these dreams, and they're great dreams. I love to dream, and I like to dream big. If you're going to dream, why not dream big? But one of the things is that we have to live in the world of reality as well. And one of our bylines is that we want these courts in our lifetime. And I can point to half a dozen people at least that have died, that were pickleball players that have died since we started the efforts. And that will continue, and that will accelerate. I think that if we were to secure a site right now, we wouldn't be able to get it ready for play in their lifetimes, which I lament. And these are staunch pickleball supporters, and it makes me sad. They'll do anything for pickleball, and because of their generation, they know their personal enjoyment of it will probably not happen.
Okay, and what do you love most about pickleball?
Well, I used to love being good at it, but that's going with age. I just made 75
Oh,
Wednesday.
wow. Oh, happy
The
birthday.
good thing about being 75 is now I can play in the 75 to 79 bracket, and there aren't many, and they aren't that good. Then it's remarkably social. The very structure of the game, that because there are more players than there are courts, typically we'll play a game, sit the equivalent of a game out, play another game, and while you're sitting, there's nothing to do but talk to your neighbor. If there's visitors, where are you from? What are you doing? How do you come to Kauai? And uh, you 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 form friendships, and the friendships are lasting because, you know, if you follow the code of conduct about, you know, call the lines against yourself. If in doubt, it's in, you know, that kind
Mm.
of, all of the
Mhm.
memes of pickleball. You do make friends, you know, that you start thinking of others. That says, one of the things that we put in there in that code of conduct is make friends, not points.
Mm.
So, you know, and we do, we have noticed that, there are tremendous number of visitors that come and join us. They find out about where to play, from our website, and then they come out and join us. And there's a number of people that have been coming to Kauai for like years. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people buy property here, and then they come visit it, you know, once a year or something. And people that have been coming for like 20 years, they said, you know, I've been coming here for 20 years, but I never made a friend here
Mm.
because, you know, I have acquaintances. I know the people I rent my car from. If I see the same person, I remember him, but he's not a friend.
Mhm.
But since I started playing pickleball, I have so many friends here. I'm thinking of moving here permanently.
Oh.
And you know, that's aloha. And that's the spirit of aloha that we're looking at. That's what I love.